What's up, everyone? This is Ronnie coming to you today with another video, and it's all about selling clothing on eBay and staying ahead. This is probably one of the and most asked questions, I would say, on our channel has to be, or in Facebook, um, just in general about clothing and what happened to certain brands. And then I'll see a lot of other resellers talk about it here and there, like, hey, this brand used to sell well and now it doesn't. There's always Brands are always going to have up and down, um, and some brands may be hot for a specific reason, and then that fad or that trend kind of dies off, and then something else replaces it. There's always something else that replaces it. There's always a new hot brand out there, and a lot of times there's just an overabundance of it, especially on eBay. There's more brands than others that there's too much out there, and depending on the age, a lot of people don't understand how to figure out what is current and try to figure out current designs of certain things will sell better than others. So we're going to talk about a few brands, for instance, that have disappeared, and then there's going to be some brands near the end we're going to talk about that have kind of actually sell really amazingly well, but they're newer brands and they sell great, and we'll talk about it a little bit. But brands that were hot at one time, Nat Nas. And for y'all that don't know what Nat Nas was a Hawaiian style shirt similar to Tommy Bahama. Most of y'all might remember of them as the shirts that Charlie Sheen wore in what was it, 2.5 Men. And we'll just the bowling style shirts there. So you go over here. As you can see here, there's 2,800 currently on eBay. And you can see like this. And if you hit on sold, and you got to remember, this is summertime, so these shirts should be selling. But these shirts at one time, when that show was popular, you could easily I've gotten close to $100 for specific ones. 2X or 3X always does well in this brand. Bigger shirts usually for most brands, and the limited edition ones, or that have embroidery on them, usually do fairly well. You can see some actually good prices, some of these shirts. But you can see these sold 3,100, and currently on eBay right now is 2,800. So they're selling a little bit better than a 50% clip. A lot of it has to do with summertime. These shirts should be selling fairly well in the summertime. But this brand used to go for a lot more money. People used to get really good money. It's still a pretty decent shirt. I will pick up decent designs. I stay away from a lot of different designs. You have to be more picky with this brand. Another brand is Tommy Bahama. People talk about this one. I mean, Tommy Bahama shirts in general are what, 40, 50 bucks? I mean, you can get them for 40, 50 bucks new at your regular outlet store. I mean, they're in most outlets in the country. So, I mean, you're looking at here. Somebody's calling me. We'll get to that later. But you see right here, there's 43,000 available. And these are a pretty common shirt. They're about $100 new if you maybe went to a department store. You can go to the outlets and usually get these for like 50 bucks, 40 bucks, maybe even. I've seen these at certain stores, but it's certain designs, certain sizes. The embroidery sell well for these. Something like this is going to sell lower and cheaper. As if you've gone from highest to lowest, you get a better idea of some of the ones. And let's go through. We just want to see used. Right. So you could see some here went for some crazy money on auction, $200, 180. I mean, had a specific design. The embroidered back ones, some of them can go for really good money. Just depends on the logo. You get specific people that are just they have to have that shirt. As you see right here, they sell really well. And bigger sizes will sell well. The regular plain Jane shirts are pretty hard to sell. Another brand of shirt that used to actually, and we're gonna get away from this Hawaiian stuff and talk more about other shirts like Columbia PFG shirts used to sell for pretty good money. What was the other one? Officio used to sell in that $20 to $25 range. The thing with those are you can buy a Columbia PFG fishing shirt, I think for about $45 new at any Carbella's and any of these stores. And if they're running a sale or anything, you can get them as low as 25 bucks brand new with tags. So when brands lower their price, because they used to be a little more pricier, it kind of kills off the resale market for a used shirt a little bit. Nobody is looking to pay that money for a used shirt. And then you have the whole club style shirt, as I would call it, the Robert Graham, and we all know the Robert Graham. The Robert Graham, and there was what's the other one? Bugatti Umo. Bugatti Umo went from being a $200 shirt retail to being, the last time I was in a store, they actually their highest price shirt I think now is like $100. That or they changed, they just lowered the price of the shirt, like from $200 to $100, for whatever reason, from like a few years ago. Because we came across a bunch of those new a few years ago, and they were $198 newer tags. And then I was at like one of those stores and going through there, and they're only like 95 bucks now or 85. So that kind of killed that market a little bit. When brands just lower their selves down, it kind of hurts a lot more. And that Robert Graham style shirt was kind of made famous by another TV show. We're going back to a TV show now. Damn it, I should have remembered the show. With the Colombian lady and the guy from what was the name of that show? Modern Family. The big gay guy in the show, wore Robert Graham. And if you found one that was in one of the shows, you would get more money. You could put the episode in the title and so on and so forth. They used to sell actually really good. People were after them. I still sell them occasionally. I kind of got to lower the price here and there. Bigger ones still sell well. The limited edition ones still sell well. Ones that are a little bit different design will sell well still. There's still a market for it. But the plain Jane, just regular shirts, you kind of gotta. There's just the market is not there for them anymore. And then you have the Bugatti Umo. They're not selling that well. Then you have the other sub brands that were that stylish shirt, like Thomas Dean. Thomas Dean, I think I bought up every Thomas Dean shirt after I had 3 2X1s. I put them on auction. I think the same guy bought them all for like $40, $45. And I was like, oh, wow, that's a great shirt. After I picked them up, I could never get more than like 25 for one, no matter the design or how great they were. So to me, that was just a fluke. I went with it. They were never that great of a selling shirt for me. I mean, if you're willing to sell a shirt in the low 20s, high teens, basically that's where they sell now. English Laundry, Seven Diamonds, what was another brand? Roar. I'm probably forgetting a brand or two in that area. That's just not a style that people are ready to rock anymore. It seemed like a shirt that was in style for a few years and people got away from it for whatever reason. It's no different. And then you can kind of get into like some men's dress shirts that used to actually do well, like Charles Tyrewhit, I think that's how you pronounce it. I mean, Charles Tyrewhit used to be a pretty, I've always done okay with that brand. It's never been like a really great brand. I've picked up some jackets from them in the past, like suits and sport coats. They don't even do that great, surprisingly. Um, just one of those brands. But if you go to their website, I think a few times I've went to their website and you could buy like 3 shirts for $100, brand new. So it's kind of hard when companies are willing to offer a deep discount on their products, brand new. The resale part of it, used, pre-owned kind of clothing, kind of takes a hit on that because now they're discounting stuff to get rid of it and to move it. Um, and it's a really nice made shirt. Thomas Pink is another one. You know, they used to sell really well. You have to be careful with the buttons on those because they have nice mother of pearl buttons. They're thick, but dry cleaning will crack and break the buttons. So you have to be careful with those. But it's another brand that it just seems like it would sell really well. And then as the brand maybe kind of slowed down, the company itself starts to lower their price on the website and offers bigger deals and stuff like that to get the shirts. I actually seen a Thomas Pink not too long ago in a Marshalls just last week going out. I think it was on clearance for like $33. They were trying to only get $39.99 for it. So it didn't even they're not even trying to get. So you can see if they're trying to offer a shirt for $40, how are you thinking the resale value on that shirt's going to be on a pre-owned shirt? And you have to remember that. Facanable is another one. I've never really had decent with that. I mean, I've gotten maybe 30, 35 for a linen shirt here or there, or every once in a while you get some ridiculous price for one of those. But for the most part, it just seems like a brand was never really that popular. I might have sold a few here and there. I sell every one I pick up, but it's not big money makers. And that's the thing. When our inventories, we got smaller, our inventory got smaller, but we're still trying to do the same amount of money. We're trying to pick up items constantly that are going to sell. I don't want to have 2,000 items in my store, 3,000, 4,000 items, and have 15 or 20 of these slow moving things. It necessarily doesn't make the huge. It's weird math, and I necessarily for me full time doing this, me and my wife, it doesn't make a lot of sense for us to do it that way. Um, if I'm paying $5 for a shirt and I'm only going to get $20 for it, it doesn't make sense to only make $10. It really doesn't. It's probably even less than that. The math there is just it's not good enough for me to hold on to that item for however long. Another brand of shirt that's never done well for me, I've done well with their like leather jackets and stuff like that, is Territory Ahead. I remember Rakin loved this brand, and I don't know why he loved this brand. It drove me crazy because I could never move this brand. This was one of those brands I came across a whole bunch of them in a store and picked them all up, and it took me forever to get rid of them. Leather jackets did well, but it's mainly a brand that you can't really get anyway. You have to only order off the website, I believe. I don't even think they have any stores. It's a very niche brand. It's kind of like Orvis and stuff like that. There's only certain places you can buy that stuff, and it's not available everywhere. Let me see here, another brand. Another brand is like Mildo Hildo Zenya is another brand that, depending on the label, you have to kind of find the more current stuff. And if you don't know what the more current or recent labels are, go to a department store, go to one of these like Nordstrom's or Saks, or they're everywhere. Everybody's got one of these stores within distance to them. It might be an hour, but go through the store and check out. I mean, this is something we still do occasionally to get an idea of certain brands and new brands that may be coming along, or how a brand's pricing themselves now. And it's also a great place to pick up stuff for resale too. A brand that I've had a hard time getting rid of stuff lately that probably was a hot brand and it's kind of slid down a little bit is Vineyard Vines. There's a lot more of that available now. As it was a newer company, the company has been around now for a few more years, and every year there's more and more available. It's not a very expensive brand to begin with. The shirts are under $100 new, I believe. They're like $98, $95, and it's very readily available. I mean, they sell it at Marshalls, they sell it at TJ Maxx. I'll see it from time to time, and I mean, sometimes I'll see it as low as 29.99 for a shirt. I mean, oh, excuse me. So I mean, Marshalls and TJ Maxx, Ross, Burlington Coat Factory, they play even a part with this resale game because they have stuff that and a lot of brands that they didn't get before. Now I see like Xenia. Sometimes I'll see Hugo Boss, Diesel. You'll see a lot of brands, and they're selling it. Sometimes they'll put it out there for a quarter, 25% of what that sticker price is. So it's kind of really interesting, because they're kind of messing with the algorithm of the used clothes market itself. When you can go to these stores and buy stuff and buy it on clearance, it's there, it's available. It's kind of one of those things you really have to worry about. And then you can get into like jeans and stuff. Jeans, I've never been. Jeans are really go up and down like really fast. There'll be jeans in this year, next year they're not, and so on and so forth. I mean, we've all seen this with True Religion over the last few months, claiming for bankruptcy. They're not going anywhere, but that brand is not doing as well as it once was. They expanded with a lot of stores, putting stuff out there, but I can almost go to every other TJ Maxx or Marshalls in our area probably has True Religion jeans. And they have different levels of quality now. And I think that's what kind of hurt them. Before, most of it was made in US. Now they do actually have ones made in China. It's actually even harder to figure out if they're real or fake. And that's why one of the reasons why I stay away from their brand, because they'll sell ones that are just for TJ Maxx or Marshalls. I see them in the store, and the retail price is $99, and it's like that's all right. And then there's like brands like Rock and Republic. Used to be probably that's more like 5-6 years ago. It was a really good brand. It was a hot brand. They went bankrupt. They actually got bought by Kohl's, and now it's a Kohl's brand, similar to like I think Juicy Couture, Kohl's brand, I think too now. I could be wrong on that one because I've never really picked it up before. So a brand goes from being really good, but they kind of lost their steam, and then they get sold out, and then a brand like that or someone else buys them and picks them up. Trying to think. Miss Me jeans, Rock and Revival jeans. What's the other ones? Like Robin jeans. Any of these jeans that had these huge like and bling and certain things have kind of went out of style a little bit. There's still a market for it. People still want them. People still look for them. But it's went over. It peaked, and now it's on that back hill going downhill, and it's like a little snowball going down. I mean, we can go over here to a little screen share action. And we all know they just ain't getting the money they used to get. And then we go over here. It's like, I mean, just to show you, like Robert Graham up in men's. We'll look at casual shirts because that's what we look at. Nobody's getting this higher prices. This person probably does run some type of sales. It's weird how, yeah, 70% off, 70% off. It's weird how they don't take the 70% off sale. They show the regular price before the sale. But anyway, let's see here, pre-owned. As you look just like pre-owned shirts here, you get some of the limited edition ones, like some of these ones here. They actually do really well. 5,000 have sold. and you're looking at currently there is 5,000. So they actually still sell. They just don't sell at that high margin that a lot of us are probably used to. Let's look at recently sold. See, like here, 40, 17, 30. These are all plain shirts. This one, that's a small, 75 for this one. But you can see right here, a lot of these are, I've actually sold that one, I believe, in the past. Yeah, the prices are just not there anymore. That's actually a little surprising that they only sold it for 21. Probably could have got 50 for it. Let's check out one more page. I mean, you're looking through. I mean, the shirts just don't bring the money that they used to bring. Used. See some here, some here. The more colorful, like I said, the more colorful will sell for a higher price. A lot of these are limited edition. We found a limited edition one over the winter when we went to New York. It was missing a few buttons on it, and we still got like $100 for it. So it's just one of those things. But two brands to be on the lookout for, and that are really newer brands, have come around the last few years. One is Untuck. I found this brand. I've talked about it in some of my sales update videos. Also, Valet Pickers talked about it. He finds these shirts fairly regularly. And you can see right here, we're going to look at pre-owned. You can see right here, this shirt usually sells for anywhere between, I usually get it between 35 and 50. I've gotten close to 60 before. I thought I just recently sold one of these with a bad picture, like after one day. Just trying to figure out where it is. Maybe I haven't. Sick here. Nearest distance. No, I haven't sold one, I guess. Go figure. But you can see right here, we're going to click out of that one. So you see there's currently 115 available on eBay, and sold is 543. So this shirt sells. This shirt's selling at, what would you say, a 75% sell-through rate. Very great brand of shirt. That's right now. And then the other one, I found a few of these suits the other day. Suit Supply. Really high quality suit. I believe they've been around since 2000 and seem to be really nice. The write up on them is they're about somewhere between a $700 and $1,000 suit. Sport coats are lesser price, but they're extremely made well. They have working cuffs. They have dual vents. They have more of a form-fitting jacket, somewhere along the line, like a J. Crew, Banana Republic, maybe Hugo Boss kind of thing. And they actually go for really good prices. You can see right here, a pair of pants, 150 bucks, best offer. Some of the suits here. I mean, they don't retail for crazy money, but people are getting good money. The reason is there's not a much of them on here. There's 175 sold, and there's only 201 listed. I mean, that's a pretty good. And we're just looking at suits. Now, if we wanted to look at, let's look at Brooks Brothers, for instance, on suits. We're looking at here currently 1,800 on eBay with almost 700 sold. So you can see the difference in a lot of these brands. You can see which ones are actually selling good and better because they're newer brands. There's not as many out there. Maybe in 2-3 years, that market will get a little bit saturated and it will change. There are two brands, I think, for the time being. You're not going to find at Marshalls or TJ Maxx also. And that's it for right now. I mean, you want to stay, you just want to stay ahead, and just that's all it's about at this point in time. You know, a lot of people that I've talked to, a lot of people that have wanted me to look at their stores. They're having slow sales. I mean, we all have slow sales this time of year. I've just actually started having an uptick, but I've been listing more also. I have a lot of stuff over here. You see right here behind me, I got a lot of sport coats and jackets. I got more stuff over here. I got a list, including this and some other things. And as fourth quarter, I have to get ready for fourth quarter because I don't have I want as many listings as possible, but I want good quality listings. I just don't want to buy everything and everything because I've sold it in the past. If something's not selling and I have multiples and multiples in my store, there was at a time where I had maybe 15 Brugacci Umo shirts and I was selling one a month. You know what it told me? Not to pick up that brand anymore. It's not selling. It's not doing good. It's not moving. And I think we have to train ourselves to kind of keep ahead, keep up, and reevaluate ourselves and always constantly check. If you're getting a lot of a certain brand backed up in your store and they're not moving it, reevaluate the brand. Go look up eBay sold listings, recheck out what they're selling for. Most of the time for myself, when I look at eBay sold listings, let's say there's 20 pages, I'll automatically go to the third page. I don't even care about the first 20% to get an idea of the price, because there's going to be, if the 2,000 sold, there's going to be that 100 or so that maybe went for a little bit more. I want to try to get the true idea of the price. And it just depends. If you got a bigger size, you got a really nice pattern, you can ask a little bit more. But if you got some plain shirt of a brand, don't go asking top, because it's probably not going to sell. You got this plain blue shirt that's medium, Robert Graham, and you say, "Oh my God, Robert Graham shirts are selling for $200-300. I'm going to put mine for $200-300," not understanding that it's not that great. It's not as great to the one selling for that price. But my biggest reason for why I don't think it has anything to do with resellers. And I know some people would argue with me, because more and more people are shopping online. So if you see more and more listings online, that's a good thing for us. But I think these brands selling this new stuff, the TJ Maxx, the Marshalls, the Burlington Coat Factories, the Ross, they're the ones that are kind of killing the market a little bit. And you could actually go to those stores and buy stuff, because we could be here in New England and we could get a bunch of New York Jets stuff, or maybe Houston Texans stuff, just saying in our store. Nobody's going to buy that stuff. There's no fans for it here, and vice versa. So you could buy that stuff there on clearance and sell it on eBay and actually make a profit too. So, there's also sourcing to be available at those stores. But like, comment, subscribe. See you guys later. Have a good day.